My youngest brother, rahmatullah alayhi, passed away 4 years ago in a car accident. He's 22 years old, and I remember saying to one of the mashayikh, one of my teachers, that, Sheikh, it's, we know how we're taught to know, we're supposed to know how to experience pain and know how to deal with it, which is not a reality. Everyone experiences difficulty in their own ways. However, what I struggle with is not necessarily, of course, Allah took our beloved to a place that is far better for him, and that's what we believe. But Allah took him so early, so early. Took him so early. I said it a few times. The Shaykh said to me, like, look, don't say Allah took him early, because Allah's timing can never be early or late. You can say Allah took him at a young age, but there's no such thing as early and late for Allah. Allah is always in the present. Wala asr, Allah swears by the time that is present for him at every moment. Allah is far greater than any creation of his, including time. Allah took him young, yes, but there's no such thing as early. Even the great prophets at times would struggle with the idea of timing. When Musa alayhi salam saw what Khidr did to a child when he took his life, he couldn't hold back. He had to ask, what are you doing? Why would you take this child's life? And then, of course, the response that came later on gave him clarity. But this is how the timing of Allah works. It's not a problem to ask why. The challenge is to be able to concede when a decision is made on our behalf by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why we're taught, even after a calamity that we experience in our life, that we refer to Allah by saying, Lillahi ma a'ta wa lillahi ma akhad. That for Allah is what He gave, and for Allah is what He takes. And for everything there is a ascribed time that will not change. Now for us, what is early, what is late, may be a reality, but there's no such thing as early and late for Allah. The decree of Allah and the qadr of Allah is perfect. And there are countless examples through the Prophet's seerah and the Quran that allow us to pacify our anxieties because of our attachment to timing in our life, and because of our reliance upon something having to be done by a certain time, which is not a reality for us. It's not a This is simply because of what we've been conformed to believe in, that I have to be done high school by this age. I have to be in college by this age. I have to be married by this. I have to be earning by this age. All of these haves are not really haves. The only thing I have to be doing after the age of becoming bulugha is to believe in Allah and to commit to the obligations that He has put my way. And everything else has a set timing that Allah has. Majority of the youngsters are more anxious in regards to their careers and their schools and about the timing of marriage, not because they believe that they need to be done this by a certain time, but it's just because we've conformed for them to believe that. Now the youngster is not struggling to get into medical school, but he's simply overwhelmed that why did I not get in by a certain age? Taking a gap year to study knowledge becomes harder because now I have to be done this by this age, or else it won't look good in front of people around me. Why? It's not something that we have to be done by this age. Yes, we have an understanding. But Allah shows us in the Quran and from the seerah countless examples where even the prophets were reminded that your definition of timing is different than what I have decided for you.